State Champs Game Time Live is powered by Alta Equipment Company. Game Time Live is also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University, 1-800-CALL-SAM, the Michigan Army National Guard, the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association, Reaction Technologies, and the MHSAA.
And welcome into another edition of Game Time Live here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus, along with my broadcast partner Mike Iveso. My name is Sean Belegian, and we have a dandy for you tonight in Hartland as the Hartland Eagles take on the Marquette Sentinels. Mike, let's start with Marquette. Coach Doug Garrow plays one of the toughest slates in the state, but he's got a pretty special goaltender. Oh, by the way, on our 1-800-CALL-SAM Wall Award list.
Yeah, Coach Garrow said that the start of his team season has been inconsistent, but the one consistent that they've had is Parker Nevenhoven, the Wall Award nominee. They're going to need another big performance out of him if they're going to get the road win tonight.
And certainly Hartland, one of the best teams in the state, one of the favorites in Division I. More talk about goaltending, Mike. Another guy to keep an eye on is on our 1-800-CALL-SAM Wall Award list.
Yeah, Coach Brown talked about Vinny Sabala and his ability to bounce back from last year's disappointing loss in the playoffs. After losing to Stevenson on Wednesday, they're going to need another bounce-back performance if they're going to get back to the winning ways.
We've got a dandy for you on a Friday night in Hartland. Don't you go anywhere as Marquette takes on Hartland here on Game Time Live, State Champs Network, and Local 4 Plus.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
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 That's what Bernstein means to me.
We agree.
That's the Bernstein advantage.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That's what Bernstein means to me.
At Alta Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Sennebogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alta Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
as Hartland plays host to Marquette here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. We are just a couple minutes away from face-off, but Mike, already we haven't even dropped the puck. What an atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, there's something about it when these schools bring the bands out, they're playing the music, we're right in there, but just watching the fans roll in. We had a couple grandparents. Parker Nevenhoven's grandparents came up and said hello. They listened to the show. And other fans coming up and saying hi, but you can hear them right now. Here we go. Here comes the band. You can hear the fans. Unbelievable atmosphere for a great game.
I have no idea what you said, Mike, because I can't hear you speaking right now. I'm not sure I can hear myself speak with that outstanding band. But what I can tell you is, of course you know that Hartland's going to pack this barn. Every time we're out here, you see that. What I love is so many people from Marquette came. There are so many Marquette fans here right now.
Yeah, they packed it in. We were surprised, but I talked to Coach Doug Carroll as I walked into the arena today, and I believe they bussed down. They stopped in Gaylord, and then they came down today for the game.
Always want to give a shout out to our favorite spot up in Marquette. And I know they're always watching up there because they told us so when we were up there in November. Shout out to everybody at third base up in Marquette.
Yeah, one of our favorite places and a must hit when we're there.
While we have a moment, why don't we throw it down to the third member of our broadcast crew, the one, the only, Patty Cesarini. Patty?
Thank you, Sean. This defensive core for Hartland really had to start from scratch this season with Eli Sturos as the lone returner. Their biggest addition was Derek Janis coming from AAA. But you have to give a ton of credit to assistant coach Tristan Llewellyn. He's the one that's been in charge of this D-core and has gotten it to where it is. Even Coach Brown said, I don't think these kids understand the amount of knowledge that he's sharing with the team. He played for 4 years at the University of Michigan as a defenseman, played professionally, went on to coach at AAA, and then after taking a couple of years off, as soon as he got the call from Coach Brown, it was a no-brainer. And he got these guys to play a plug-and-play style of hockey where anyone can step up any night, and they've seen that so much throughout this season. They've only given up 32 goals. Back up to you guys.
Great stuff, Patty. Really appreciate it. Yet two teams, Mike, as good as they both are and the firepower that they have, two teams, when you talk about those goaltenders, it can limit you.
Yeah, both goaltenders are on our 1-800-CALL-SAM Wall Award list, and they both have earned it. They're the two most consistent players on their teams, and they're going to be the keys to success tonight.
Just a couple minutes away from the drop of the puck to get this one started. Of course, Doug Carroll, the head coach for Marquette, and John Brown, the head coach at Hartland. Before we drop the puck, of course, one of the things we always love to do is honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a singing rendition of our national anthem as everybody stands to honor our great nation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light proudly we hailed at the twilight's last
young lady. What a tremendous rendition of the national anthem, Mike.
That's goosebump material right there, Sean.
No doubt about that. It is not an easy song to perform. No doubt about that. I know you've sang the national anthem many times.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I was an aspiring singer, and only you would know that, of course.
That's true.
Thanks for letting the cat out of the bag.
You do have a tremendous voice. There's no doubt about that. Just a couple minutes away from this one dropping, honoring some people down on the ice right now. Some of the teachers and important people in this community, Mike. And what a special, special community it is. Always love coming out here, Mike. Of course, Rick Gadwa out here forever. Coach Brown's been out here forever, working with some of these young guys coming up. And when Coach Gadwa decided to step down, make no mistake about it, I think they made the right choice in bringing Brownie back behind the bench.
Yeah, I've known him for a while. Our sons skated together for a little bit, so I know the hockey mind that he has. We've had many great hockey conversations standing in the corner as parents. And he's been a part of this program for a while. So he's not a newcomer coming in. He's part of the JV program, the Varsity B program. He's had some of these seniors their entire time here at Hartland.
Always love to give a shout out to our great staff. We've got Travion tonight. Did you like that? Ravion, who we've just called Travion. Luke, John Watson, Chuck, Jason, the other Chuck. Ernest, and of course, Omer. Omer's going to be out there with the Omer camp tonight. Patty Cesarini down on the ice level. Mike Iveso, my name is Sean Belegian. So glad you could join us wherever you may be. Thank you so much for inviting us into your telephones or your laptops, putting us on your television, whatever the case may be, wherever you're watching this. We greatly, greatly appreciate you. I'm going to have to turn up my volume as well as we take a look at our starting goaltenders, Mike Iveso.
Yep, there's our Wall Award list nominee, Vinny Sabala. As we talked about in the opener, Sean, Coach Brown talked a lot about him as a goalie dad and a goalie himself. He knew exactly how he was feeling and loved the bounce back after that playoff loss. Peter Nevenhoven, we talked about the most consistent Parker Nevenhoven. I can't get Peter Parker out of my head. But he's been the most consistent player on Doug Garrell's squad this year.
Marquette trying to get a rush going as we are just underway here. Dump it into the far corner, taken there by Ziski. Ziski with some help as Marquette tries to get that forecheck going. Boy, these are two teams who are going to come at you as well. It starts with both their coaches, no doubt about that. Nice play at the line to keep that onside. Little backhand there, just wide of Parker. Ziski has to start afresh in his own zone. Gives it to his partner Janis, dumped in the far corner. Marquette gives chase there. Get an opportunity to get it out. That Sandstrom out into the neutral zone as they try to get that forecheck going. Centering pass just fails to connect, and quickly coming the other way, Hartland. They've got a lot of speed, Mike. Shot comes in, block on the way in. Ian Evans is one to watch, number 10, when he gets her going, as you saw in that last rush. But here comes Marquette with the shot. Zabala up to the challenge. Boy, you better not turn away for a second, because opportunities are going to come in this one with these two teams, Mike.
Yeah, both teams depend upon speed to do everything, whether it is through the neutral zone on their breakout or if it's on their forecheck, and they're both using it right now. Keep an eye on number 8, Bogatitis. He's a big kid with a lot of skill out there right now.
Bogatitis wins that draw away from Aho. And coming the other way are Eagles. Dump it in behind the net. Marquette there first. Off the boards. And 3 of them coming the other way. 3-on-3. Big hit in the center ice area. Nice spinorama there in the neutral zone. Marquette centering pass in front, backhand. Zabala with a big stop. Oh, you give these Sentinels an inch, Mike. And they've had a couple nifty scoring chances already in this one.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in, we don't quite know what we're going to get out of Marquette, but it looks like we know what we're going to get tonight, a feisty squad. And what a start for Vinny Sabala. A little shaky game against Stevenson. This is exactly what his coach wanted to see. A couple good early saves.
Puck lay there in the dot for a second. Matulowicz able to get it back. Another shot just wide. Matulowicz back behind the net. Getting some support out there. Cooper Anderson in the corner. Out there with Ethan Jensen as well. Good hard work in behind the net. Hartland with an opportunity to get it out. Pocket was almost picked by Matulowicz, but out into neutral zone. Coming the other way, Eagles. 1-on-2 looking for some support. Marquette able to clear it, and that's going to go the length of the ice for an icing. 14:36 to go here in the first period. So glad you could join us. No score between Hartland and Marquette.
A great start for these teams. They're both getting on their forechecks with speed. And you had number 13, Bryce Fletmeyer for Hartland getting in and negating the icing there and starting a little bit of a chance that created this faceoff.
Hartland wins that draw, but it's Marquette skating away with it. Decide to dump it in the zone, giving chase down there, Mike. Marquette's got the fourth line out there, but they're working hard as well. Jack Pond giving chase in the corner. Play to the line, but not out. Big hit at the line. That's the one thing that Doug Garrow told us is, listen, he's going to use that bench. And as we know, especially come playoff time, Mike, that's a huge, huge factor when you've got that depth.
Yeah, he's got that depth, and he uses it to motivate because his bottom six, the top three, are going to play in that third period.
Sarkevich leading that charge. Taken away by Marquette. They come the other way. Giveaway in the neutral zone. Sarkevich leaves it there. Kind of mixing up the lines a little bit now, Mike. Coming the other way. Play is called at the line.
Yeah, right now, I really like Marquette's speed on their forecheck. They're really getting there. We were talking to Doug Garrow. He talked about they don't want that puck going D to D. They want that first forward in there to create some havoc, get that puck up the boards where the F2 and F3 can crash them.
Sheldon on this draw, won by Hartland. That was Perkins. Back to the D, coming back the other way. Rodriguez, he's dangerous. Rodriguez with the shot. Oh, big rebound there. Oh, Parker flashing that glove.
What a save there. I know our camera crew's going to have a replay of that one in just a second, but that was a little Patty Waugh-esque there, Sean, as here we come in with the Hartland forward. Look at that. It's what we call that is a pad pass because he knows he's got center drive going, and I believe that's number 12. Again, it's Ben Watrapont with the rebound.
Sheldon wins that draw in the defensive zone, but Hartland forces the turnover. Keep it in the zone. D to D now. Shot from just out the circle. That goes wide. Giving chase in the corner now. Rodriguez gets bumped. Another big hit. Boy, are these boys deflected in front, just missed. Marquette finally gets out. They have to change. Really physical, this top line of Rodriguez, Stevens, and Hallinan to get this one started, Mike.
Yeah, I think they're coming out with a purpose. They did not like their game on Wednesday, and they've got a point to prove.
That play goes up and in the bench. Play is called with 12:49 to go. Hey, Alta Equipment knows when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Yeah. Hartland, again, Marquette's got that forecheck going, but once Hartland gets out and gets in the offensive zone, they're really buzzing with their speed and getting pucks to the net, Sean.
Bogatitis wins this draw back for Eagles. Let's see if they can get some sustained pressure there. Marquette doing a good job getting the puck out of their own end as they do there. But it's Hartland starting over in the defensive zone. Big hit at center ice, knocked back in. Giving chase in his own zone is Dylan Matulowicz. Dylan Matulowicz to the line and finally out. Hartland has to start over. D to D. Pass in the neutral zone now with speed. Coming into the corner, drop it back, deflected, but right back in behind the net, Mike. Good work here by Bogatitis. Back to the point, shot comes through. That one didn't come through. Doing a lot of little things. Good shift there to force that puck out. Boy, a heck of a shift there, Mike, by Blackburn. Blocked a shot, and started to rush the other way, and he's still out there wreaking havoc.
That's the kind of hockey that you know they're bringing.
Quickly the other way, Hartland. Power move in front. Puck lay there for a second. Parker quickly back up on his feet. Hartland with some pressure. 2 men down deep. Tried to go dot to dot, doesn't connect, back to the point. Shot from the point, deflected and blocked in front. All these kids are paying the price, Mike.
Yeah, whatever message Coach Brown had after that Wednesday game, Hartland has received it, and they are going.
No doubt about that. And here they come again. Comedian down there, puck knocked into the near corner, giving chase. First one there, Eagles. Marquette on their heels a little bit the last minute. Look at that drag in front, backhanded chance, that's knocked wide. Marquette looking to break out, and they do. They might have numbers here, Mike. Puck just a little too far, first one back. Sturos, good job getting back, making sure that wasn't a 3-on-1.
Yeah, it's a big kid, but he's got some speed, and he can do it all.
Sturos behind his net, waiting for the traffic to clear. Misses the pass, that goes to the length of the ice for an icing. 10:32 to go here in the first period, no score.
A little bit of a replay with number 12. That's Watrapon again going to the net. 19 following it up. That's exactly what you want to do on those plays, and Brady O'Meeden did it. Follow the puck to the net, Sean. Don't watch your player get to that net.
Hearts wins this draw. Loses it though in the dot. Opportunity to get it out for Eagles, they do, but nice play getting it right back for Sentinels. This puck rolls in. Parker's going to leave it on a tee. Pinned in along the boards. Look at Hartland getting in deep, Mike. That was Fletmeyer trying to keep that forecheck on and create a turnover. They did. This one's going to roll right in front of Parker. Big rebound. Couldn't pull the trigger, though. Centering pass. Couldn't connect, and Marquette content to try to knock it out of the zone to the line, but kept in. Now finally out of the zone. Hartland has to touch up. Shot immediately back in, and Parker's going to hold on to that. Draw stays to his right.
That is exactly what that team needed right there. Their heads were spinning from Hartland's speed on the forecheck, Sean. Marquette in the neutral zone, what they want to do is they want to force dump-ins, which is great, unless you don't know what to do with the puck when you get it and that forecheck gets you, which is what just happened right there. Just wreaking havoc and chaos in that zone. They couldn't get it out. Nevenhoven needed to freeze that puck to get a change.
Sentinels win that draw. Puck in behind the net along the end boards, but kept in by Hartland near glass. Big battle right in front of that Hartland band, 68 strong, I might add. How cool is that? What an atmosphere here in Hartland, and two outstanding teams as well. Sandstrom with a chance to clear it. That pass just misses, and it's going to go the length of the ice for an icing. 9:17 to go here in this first period. At Lawrence Technological University, your dream of scholarship-level college athletics is real. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while earning a world-class degree. Scholarships available at LTURecruitYourself.com.
Marquette's struggling right now to keep plays out of the middle. They want to protect that middle and help their goalie out. But right now, Hartland's getting whatever they want, Sean.
Perkins wins that draw, but controlled by Marquette for the moment. Now Hartland brings it back in. Back in behind his own net. This team works hard. Opportunity to the line. Shot from the line. Doesn't get through. Boy, Marquette has blocked a bunch of shots, and here they come, 3-on-2 the other way. Carries the shot just a wide there, Mike. Didn't miss by much, the dangerous Sheldon. And now Hartland an opportunity to get it out, Rodriguez. Rodriguez waits as it looks like Hartland goes for a change. Giving Sentinels a chance to get something going. Dumped in, Sabala comes out and leaves it. To the line, but not out. Good job by Sentinels making them start back over in their own zone. Now an opportunity to break out. Three of them coming the other way, onside at the line. Good defensive play to get that puck back out to the neutral zone. And here comes Sentinels. I think we're going to get the game's first penalty right there, Mike. That trip at the line. I think that's Hallinan that's going to be called, correct?
Yeah, number 18, Nate Hartland. He was having a nice game. On that breakout, he got them out of the zone, but when we come back here, you're just going to see the stick's going to get right in the skates there, and down he goes. It looks innocent enough, but stick in skates, guy fall down, penalty call.
You said that like a caveman. Stick in skates,
Skate
man fall down. Sheldon on the draw here for Sentinels as we take a look at this power play. Controlled by Marquette. It all starts with the draw. Shot comes in. Not sure if Sabala saw that. Marquette still on it. Back to the point. Look at the movement on this power play, Mike. They know that Hartland's got a very aggressive penalty kill, so they're going to try to move the puck quickly. Back to the point. Look at Eagles getting right on Sabala. No problem there as the man's knocked down in front.
Nothing comes easy in the front of the net when you're playing Hartland, whether it's going to be one of their big defensemen like Eli Sturos or if it's going to be Vinny Sabala with the stick there. Now, Sean, we're talking to Coach Brown. He talked about an aggressive penalty kill, right? They kind of sat back a little bit and they let Marquette distribute that puck. I think that's going to change.
Aho takes his draw, but controlled by Hartland. Off the boards, kept in at the line for the moment. Dumped in, near corner. Hartland first one there and able to get it out of the zone. Parker's going to come out, leave it there. Hartland makes changes, 4 of them now in the neutral zone. Still $1:20 left on this Marquette power play. Here they come with speed. Wanted to go a wide, starts over, good decision, back to the point. Hartland so aggressive on this PK. Tried to get it in front, but deflected. Now a big battle behind the net. Still battling. Good work here by Marquette, keeping it in. Opportunity in front, tried to drag, didn't do it. And a breakout for Hartland, short-handed. Good defensive play there to take the puck away, and Marquette comes the other way. Still time on this power play to be sure. Spagnuolo, he knocked it up. Gets back at the point as the puck goes into the corner. Big battle there, 3 Sentinels. They come out with it. Tough angle shot, doesn't connect, back to the point. Sheldon's gonna have to start over in the neutral zone as Marquette makes changes. Brody, Sheldon puts on the brakes. Far wing now. Nice pass, centering pass in front. Shot comes in, oh, a stick in front. Got a piece of that and deflected it, Mike. That's Sarkevich with an active stick in that shooting lane.
Yeah, he got a piece of Sandstrom's shot, but that all started with Brady Sheldon's speed through the neutral zone. One of the first times we'd seen it. Here comes the active stick you're talking about. It gets back to Sandstrom and boom. That could be dangerous with the tip, but you've got to get something in the way.
15 seconds left in this power play opportunity. Good kill so far by Hartland. Marquette on it though. Still have time. Back to the point. Near side now. Trying to dump it in deep. And that's going to do it. We're back at full strength. Boy, the body's flying all over the place. Now an opportunity to break out with speed. Here they come. Shot comes in, no problem for Parker. The dangerous Hallinan. And a body goes flying towards the net as well. And a little oops, I think my glove got up in your jaw. It happens, Mike, it happens.
Number 18, Nate Hallinan's having himself a pretty good period here. Right before he took that penalty, he was the guy that got it out right there. Come to the neutral zone with speed, getting it to the net. Coach Brown told us this is a big kid that can play all the roles.
Ogatitis takes this draw again. In back behind the net. Having to start over. Lemire using that big frame, starts one way, tries to go the other way. Looking for his defense partner, Dylan Matulowicz. Hartland on it though, Mike, keeping it in. Marquette still not able to get it out. Comes back to the point, pass picked off, backhand the other way. That's gonna go the length of the ice for icing. 5:28 to go here in a scoreless first period.
And that's a little bit more of Marquette getting comfortable in their own zone, keeping it all the outside. They'll keep those point shots, trusting Parker Nevenhoven in net there, and their guys to come out and block the shots.
Perkins to take this draw in the attacking zone for the home team, the Hartland Eagles. in that very familiar Mike maize and blue uniform. Is that the best way to call it?
Yeah, I think it's maize and blue. It's like we've seen it somewhere before. I can't put my finger on it, but they're sharp.
Shot from the point. Parker got a glove on it, but it goes back in the corner. Hartland trying to get the cycle going. In back behind the net. Big collision. Puck lay there for a second. Boy, look at these boys battling. Isn't this wonderful? To the line, but kept in, and now just over the line, and we might see a break. Coming the other way. Shot just wide. Oh, some breakaway speed there by Bierling. Back in behind the net now. Hartland with an opportunity to clear it. Off the boards and into neutral zone. Marquette takes over. Now it's Hartland coming the way. That puck deflects all the way down to Parker. He's going to keep a glove on it, drop it there. 4.5 to go here. Scoreless first period. Certainly not uneventful though, Mike. Marquette with speed now, coming the other way. 3 of them at the line. Drop pass from the circle. Doesn't get through. Boy, both these teams doing a great job blocking shots. That one high. And Sabala says, enough of this. I'm going to glove it down.
Yeah, there was a big block there by Ben Peffer.
Hey, Sam, Bernstein Law, presenting sponsor of the Hockey Player of the Year and Wall Awards. Voting is now available on the statechampsnetwork.com. Injured? Get the Bernstein advantage. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM.
It's great to see Carter Bierling on that breakaway, Sean. Just back from injury. He looks like he's ready.
Boy, that explosion when he hit the blue line, he created some space, Mike, to allow for that scoring opportunity.
And how about the aggression by Vinny Sabala? He was way out there to take away any angles.
Absolutely. Backhand pass in the neutral zone doesn't connect. Near side wing. Some room now. Tried to look him off. Good defensive play down low. Big hit back in behind the boards. Everybody looking around. I know an official up here threw his hand up.
And I feel bad doing it. Ben Peffer, my old neighbor, but that one looked a little bit from behind. But the player did spin. At some point, you have to protect yourself, Sean.
That was Sandstrom. And now Hartland coming the other way. Nice cut at the line. Shot comes in. Parker says, I'm going to glove that down. No problem at all. But a nice little move there by your old neighbor, Mr. Peffer.
So I've got to talk about it now. I called him for a penalty earlier. That was a nice little rush by the defenseman. Got to the blue line. Didn't try to do too much. A nice quick snapshot that Nevenhoven made the glove serve.
Big draw here in the attacking zone. Omedian going to take this for Hartland. Lay there for a moment and then kicked in the corner. Good play there by Aho. Caleb Aho, a junior. As we said, Coach Carroll, he's going to use a lot of these guys. You need depth. One-on-one here. There's that speed again. Bierling, centering pass, doesn't connect. Boy, he's dangerous, though, that young man, as he was looking for Aho, cruising. Opportunity to skate it out here. Janis does, but it goes up and out of play.
You got to like that. Bierling comes down. He knows Aho's going to have that center drive, so he just delays for a second. But a great job by the Hartland defense getting back and taking that away.
3 minutes exactly left here in this scoreless first period. Puck lay there for a second. Marquette able to knock it back in. Sabala's going to stop it, leave it for his defenseman. Starts one way, goes the other. That's Devin Solomon. He's going to spin again. Okay, I'll go this way. Pass out into the neutral zone. They leave it there. Nice play at the line to stay onside, but picked off by Marquette. Into the neutral zone where it's taken over again by Eagles. Ian Evans wearing the C. Avoided a big hit. Head up. Throws the puck back. He's out there with Hallinan now. Switching up lines a little bit. Ziski throws it back in deep. This comes to the point. Back to Solomon at the point. Solomon looks, fires. Whoa, dangerous little shot as it took a little dip right before it got in on Parker. And a big hit at the line. Hartland back on it now. Looking for the trailer as the defenseman tried to sneak in Ziski. Coming in the near corner now. Hartland getting physical on this shot. But Marquette able to come the other way with 3 of them. Quickly back is Hartland. That's a penalty right in front, Mike. I believe a hook. Did you see that, Mr. Official Iveso?
I called that one, and I got it right. Number 74, Devin Solomon's going to be heading to the box for a hook. But again, a lot of the same. You see what Marquette's doing. They're going to carry that puck wide, and they're going to center drive with that speed, and they're really starting to fly right now.
Don't forget, at the end of the first period, we'll have a conversation downstairs with Patty Cesarini. Another power play opportunity here for Marquette, their second of the game. They win the draw. It all starts with that. Send the puck in deep. Back in behind the net. Back to the point, Mike. Walking in some space, but that shot's blocked. Good job. Down low. And it's Grant Sturos clearing that the other way. Having to start over in their own zone. Marquette with some speed now in neutral zone. Giveaway there, coming the other way. Speaking of speed, backhander, Parker kicks that one away. And I think we're gonna get another penalty call to even things up. I think you could have called one of two things there, Mike.
Yep, and it looks like they're gonna call, by what we saw the ref do, a little bit of a high stick, but a nice effort by Braden Stephens there. A guy that we've talked a lot about. He seems to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And he used his body to protect that puck, and he drew that penalty. And Marquette was doing a good job. I thought they were going to get away with it, but the stick looked like it traveled up a little bit too high.
So with 1:01 remaining here in this first period, we'll play some 4-on-4.
And the way these guys are flying around, this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, this should be fun. A little more room out there. Bogatitis takes this draw. Controlled by Marquette for the second. Trying to pin along the far boards. Marquette with an opportunity to break out. Overskating it a little bit of Sandstrom, but he still gets it up. Defenseman jumps back in. And now it's Hartland's turn to go the other way. That's Rodriguez. Had to start over in his own zone. Gets it back now in the neutral zone. Rodriguez, near side, head up, drops it. Trying to drive to the net, centering pass, nobody home. Marquette's going to clear that. That's going to be icing. Bring the draw back in.
You know, sometimes when you're feeling that pressure, I don't mind that icing. I know it's going to be a defensive zone face-off for Marquette, but it's a lot better than what was going on right there. The big bodies of Rodriguez and Bogatitis were starting to take over a little bit.
Well, let's see who's going to take this draw. Mike, I think it's going to be Bogatitis. He's taken his fair share already here tonight. I can't see who it is for Marquette. I apologize for that, but controlled by Bogatitis. Waning seconds of this first period. No score. Who's going to break the seal? To the line. Still kept in. Back to Bogatitis. Tried to get it in front. 10 seconds remaining. Marquette tries to go the other way. First one there is number 77, Ziski. He's going to go back in behind his net, and that's going to do it for this first period. What an exciting first period it was, Mike. But no score between Hartland and Marquette.
Once again, Sean, just because it's 0-0 doesn't mean nothing's going on. That was an exciting period full of speed and skill. I'm sure there's some things these coaches are going to be talking about in the locker room, but I don't think they have to change too much, just a little bit here and there.
No doubt about that. In just a moment, we'll throw it down to Patty Cesarini with a special guest here in the first intermission. Not only a Marquette High legend, but a Northern Michigan legend as well, with our own legend, Patty Cesarini.
Coach, this was an exciting first period. What are your thoughts on the way that your guys came to play?
No, I think it's a great atmosphere, and I think the excitement of the band and the crowd got our guys into it. Obviously, I'm happy with where we are last year this time. I think we were getting beat 7-1 at some point, but I'm happy with our play. I thought we kind of stemmed the first 5 minutes. I thought Hartland had a push. We made some good choices out there, and I think we're playing well right now. We just got to keep it going and not beat ourselves.
What's going to separate your team moving into the second period?
Well, I think this is going to be a special teams game. Right now we've had a couple power plays, couldn't capitalize. I think going into the second, third, I think that the team who wins the special teams battle will probably come out with a victory. Two evenly matched teams, I think. We both like to roll four lines, and right now we're happy where we are. We just got to keep building on it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sean?
Great stuff. Doug Garrow down there with Patty Cesarini. No score after the first period of play here on the State Champs Network. Don't you go anywhere. Have you checked out our show Hockey Time? Well, if you haven't checked it out, guess what? You have the opportunity when we come back here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
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 That's what Bernstein means to me.
We agree.
That's the Bernstein advantage.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That's what Bernstein means to me.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Mike, we made it. Another great weekend up in Traverse City. Extended for a day for our crew because of that unbelievable snow that started falling Saturday afternoon and refused to stop snowing. But everybody got back safely, and another great weekend for high school hockey.
Yeah, you had 14 ranked teams there, 13 two-goal games. The average deficit was only three goals a game. It was a great weekend.
It really was, and of course, we had 4 games for you here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. We love doing Game Time Live. More on that in a minute because we got a big one coming up this week as well. But Mike, it started for us late Friday afternoon. We had a dandy for our first broadcast.
Yeah, we had Jeffers and Bay reps. Jeffers came out ahead 6-1, and it was the secondary scoring for Jeffers that led the way. Easton Therian, 5 points. Max Nordstrom, 4 points. Those kids really played hard. Let's not forget about Kaysen Hellman and making all the saves that he needed to. The Bay reps, though, you got to watch out for these guys in the playoffs. With Tyler Boynton Fisher in net and the way they play defense, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see where they can take things. Of course, the nightcap Friday night, Mike, that was a good one as well.
Forest Hills 6, Traverse City Central 1. For Forest Hills, Benny Milak was out there flying around, our Player of the Year award nominee, but it was Grady Fisher's 5 points that led the way. For Traverse City Central, Carter Schlegel made 36 saves, kept them in there all night. But let's keep an eye on Xander.
Really looking forward to seeing what that young man can do as he continues to progress right in front of our eyes. We were back at it Saturday afternoon. Hey, I don't need to tell you this. Flint Powers has been a machine for a while now. Travis Perry has done such a great job up there. Finally broke through a couple years ago, won another championship. And Mike, simply put, they are the team to beat once again in Division II.
Yeah, really impressive. It was a complete team effort. Aiden Cook, Owen Perry, they were stars. They stood out, but it was Parker Bendel that caught my eye with his 200-foot game. And let's not forget Hunter Clark shutout. For Escanaba, we saw what everyone's excited about with Nolan Bink. That kid's got the skills to dominate offense and defense.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Keep an eye on the Eskimos. I think they could make things very, very interesting up there in the Upper Peninsula. Our nightcap, Mike, again, a blast to see all the Traverse City teams, no doubt about that. But we had a real good one to finish things off on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was a thriller, a real close game all the way to the end. Byron Center ended up winning 3-1. Their top line of Goheen, Dolce, and Kaminga spent probably 90% of the night in the offensive zone, but it was Gordy Young on defense that really caught our eye. Oh yeah, Quinn Saul let us know why we put him on the list too. But for Traverse City West, they've got a goaltender. Luke Mosley's going to give that team a chance to win every night.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Drew Charland, tremendous on the blue line as well. I think we all knew that if you've watched Traverse City West. But, Mike, I'll echo your sentiments. I mean, one of the coolest things about doing a tournament like this is we're all getting ready to do our broadcast, right? And Chuck, our taskmaster, says, "Come on, boys, I want you to cut this open right now." And then as soon as we're done, we can run to 2 different rinks to watch some of the action out there. It was great to see some teams that I hadn't had a real good look at. Shout out to Ike. We had a chance to talk to their coach for a few minutes. It was great to watch Ike and Mike. Just another fantastic weekend for high school hockey.
Yeah, when you can get these events like this, you say it all the time, Sean, we need more showcases. You get all those hockey minds in one place, and as we're shuffling from rink to rink, you talk to this coach, you talk to that coach, and the hockey knowledge that's coming in, and the teams they're talking about, and typical high school hockey, talking about other programs and other coaches. But again, I'll echo what you said. The one team everyone was talking about was Eisenhower.
No doubt about that. Hey, another showcase was going on this weekend. We always love to give the girls a shout out and the coaches as well. I mean, people pouring their hearts and souls into this. Mike, we were up in Traverse City, but we did have a couple cameras out there to watch the girls showcase. Mike, I say it every year, it keeps going like this in the great state of Michigan. Not only do you have some great people that are putting in the time to make this something bigger each and every year, but you know what? A lot of young athletes are finding out, hey, there's a place for me to go, represent my school, whatever the case may be, and play some good hockey.
You know my daughter played hockey, so I have an appreciation for the girls' game. And I went out last year to the Mercy Regina game. Triple overtime thriller. What a game. And I watched this forward, number 9, Sophia Ahmet. But that's not the story about how hard she worked, Sean. About a week later, I was at USA Arena. And who walks in? Sophia Ahmet. She's supporting the boys' game. This year, what I'd like to see when I'm out at the girls' playoff games is some of the boys out there supporting this great game, girls hockey.
Absolutely. I'll echo those sentiments. So props, continue doing what you're doing as you continue to build this game, and the product is getting bigger each and every year.
At Alta Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Senebogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alta Equipment services all makes and models, and technicians are available 24/7. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Welcome back into State Champs Game Time Live. And this is one of my favorite stories. I talked about it a little bit last year, but in October of 2018, Coach Garrow had open heart surgery, and he said to get himself motivated and get himself going, he signed up for a 12-hour Navy SEAL Fit training course, and a year and a day after his surgery, he completed the course. And the things that he learned about mental toughness and how you are so much stronger than you think you are, he now puts his team through a boot camp before the season starts every single season. They do a hike. There's so many different activities that they do, but this one's my favorite. This one came from this season. So they all go out in the water, freezing cold Lake Michigan, by the way. And this year the coaching staff decided, let's see who can stand out in the water the longest. So as time's going on, we're talking 20 minutes here. Coaching staff starts looking at each other like, guys, how much longer are we gonna let this go on before these kids start to get sick? So they said, all right, now you gotta start dunking your head underwater. So with 28 minutes in, there were 3 guys left. They start dunking their head underwater. They start dropping one by one until Tyler Matulowicz was the last one in the water. He lasted 30 minutes and 30 seconds. And here's the kicker. When he got out of the water to go take a shower back at the cabins, no hot water, because all the guys who got out before him used up all the hot water in the shower, so then he had to take a cold shower. How about that? Back up to you, Sean.
That's great, Patty. Fantastic. Hey, you know what else is fantastic? Can we give a shout out? How about Hall Boy Barbecue at the rink for hooking us up with the loaded cornbread during the intermission, Mike?
That brisket was good. I had to pick the cornbread off, of course, but I did it, and I got to enjoy a lot of brisket.
Play some 4-on-4 for about 5 more seconds, and then we'll get an abbreviated Hartland power play. As Hartland carries the puck in, onside, here they are on power play for 40 seconds. Nice move in the defensive zone to give them a chance to get the puck out of the zone, Mike. Goodness gracious, showing some moves in front. I believe was that Pond in front, able to skate that out. But here comes Hartland. Still 20 seconds. That shot didn't miss by much. That was Perkins, now in behind the net. Sarkevich, he loses it there. Back to the line. Still 5 seconds remaining. Umbrella, far side shot. Doesn't connect. We're back at 5-on-5, but Hartland with the pressure still in the attacking zone. Centering pass doesn't connect. Comes out and Marquette gets a chance to clear it. Oh, they had to alleviate that pressure, Mike, as they were kind of pinned in deep, but Blackburn knew that, allowing the Sentinels to get that long change.
Yeah, it was a nice little power play, short power play by Hartland. They had a lot of cross-ice chances. That's what Coach Doug Garrell said. They want to cut down those cross passes across the ice.
Hartland in the attacking zone, get it back to the point. They decide to pump it back in deep. That's Hallinan, gets it back to the point. Hallinan turns and fires. This is just going to be lobbed into the neutral zone. Won't get on edge, so it won't be far enough for icing. Eli Sturos with the pass. That's picked off in the attacking zone, but Marquette had to tag up. Sabala leaves it there, backhanded to the line and out into the neutral zone. Near side wing, shot deflected. Good defensive play there, Mike.
Yeah, you can see what Hartland has already started to do. They've got their wingers high out on the blue line or in the neutral zone to alleviate a lot of that pressure so that they could break that puck out a little bit easier. We're going to have to look for Marquette to be changing up on their forecheck.
Draw stays in that Marquette zone. Bogatitis again takes it, tries to win it back, but it's Marquette skating out with it with some speed now. Shot comes into Sabala, no problem there.
I think we're going to see Marquette do a lot of that, Sean. You got the puck, you got to get it on Sabala. It's a very easy game for the goalie if there are no shots. They've got to get more shots, more pucks on the net. Make him make those saves. See if you can get a rebound with that center drive.
Brody Shelton takes this draw for Marquette in the attacking zone. 15:09 to go here. Hartland controls it. Get it out of the line, or out of the zone, pardon me. As Dylan Matulowicz has to retreat. Throws it back into the neutral zone. Nearly a giveaway there. In fact, Sandstrom able to jump on it. Good defensive play to pin him off. 1-on-2 down there. Hey, give full marks down there to Eli Sturos, Mike. Wing to wing, Sabala had to be careful there.
Sturos is a big kid. He's a lot of hard to handle. He took out about 3 guys on that play.
He sure did. Ziski now out of his own zone, deflects. This is going to go wide and be called on the icing. With 14 and a half to go here, still scoreless in Hartland.
Yeah, Marquette's got a little bit more jump on that forecheck. They're not making that outlet as easy as it was in the first period for Hartland. We've got a couple icings already.
Tyler Matulowicz to take this draw. Braden Stevens in the defensive zone. Puck lay there for a moment, but controlled by Sentinels. On the backhand, spinning. Boy, so little room to work out there, Mike. Both these teams working their tail off tonight.
They're making you pay for everything.
Could be a break the other way. 2-on-1, maybe even 3-on-1. Centering pass,
score! The fake shot to freeze the goalie and the nice pass over. They tell your defenseman you can't allow that pass across the ice, and that's exactly why, because it was a yawning, wide open net for number 13, Bryce Lightmeyer. And he knew exactly what to do with that. Watch the fake right here. Freeze the goalie, freeze the defenseman, which allows that pass to get over. That was a nice pass. I still can't get a number. Do you have a number on the guy that made the pass, Sean?
Lightmeyer with the goal, though, Mike. His 8th of the season. Hartland breaks the scoreless tie and sends the band into a frenzy here. Good breakout as it, Mike, legitimately was a 3-on-1 with Braden Stevens as a trailer. Now the puck comes out into the neutral zone. Marquette wants to get one back. Knocked down at the line. Nearly a turnover at the line. Hartland back to get it. That is a turnover for a moment. Stevens back in his own zone, rolls in on Sabala, and he says enough of that, and will freeze it for the draw.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit too aggressive. Defenseman got caught, odd man rush on that goal, but you got to get back out there, and here comes Marquette again. They've really got it going down into the offensive zone. Let's see if they can get some sustained pressure down there.
Big draw here. Everything starts with that draw. Hart's to take it from Marquette. Won by Hartland off the draw. In back behind the net. Knocked out to the neutral zone. Marquette has to give chase. Lemire sends it around his goaltender. Kept in by Hartland for the moment. Still kept in by Hartland on it. Nice between the legs pass. Hartland content to throw it in deep and do some work. Pinned along the boards. Good defensive play there, but kept in by Eagles. Boy, the boys throwing bodies around. Now here comes Marquette. Good defensive play there, Mike, by number 43, Janis. But Marquette still on it, centering pass. Oh, dangerous there. Now Marquette's got a little something going. That shot deflects. Hit from behind. Still can't get it out, Eagles. Finally out into the neutral zone. Got an open winger in front. The pass. Big stop by Parker. Oh, baby, that was a monster save. Another shot there as Eagles are buzzing a little bit now, Mike.
Yeah, Bogatitis with that big body. He had the puck. He was protecting. It was tough to get him off and create a scoring chance. Just shot it over the net.
I don't think anybody picked him up, Mike. We saw him cruising in from the high slot into a real big scoring position, but the good news is so did Parker for Marquette. Puck in behind the net. Hartland getting that forecheck going, Mike, keeping some sustained pressure in that Marquette zone now. Another big hit to the line, finally over the line. Hartland has to tag up. They're content to try to knock it back in. Here they come again. Perkins throws it to the far side, skips over the line. Marquette gonna have to change. Getting 2 men on. Nice move at the line. Shot blocked on the way in. Finally, Sandstrom with an opportunity now. Fresh off the bench, centering pass that deflects high into the protective netting.
Wow, did Hartland just have it rolling there.
Hey, if you're looking for high school hockey scores, standings, and stats, the Michigan Hockey Coaches Association says go to the Hub. That's exactly what our buddy Chuck is doing right now. He's at the Hub. Visit mihshockeyhub.com.
And I just checked the Hub there, and Javi Sarkevich, a newcomer, just joining the team. He was on the team last year, came back again, got the assist on that goal.
Perkins wins that draw. Centering pass doesn't connect. Marquette with an opportunity to get it out, they can't. Thrown back in front. Out into the neutral zone, and that no doubt is going to be a penalty, Mike.
Yeah. Yep, again, caveman say, stick on foot, make man fall. Penalty.
Seth Sandstrom tripped up there. Here's a look at it. Yes. Yeah. There are smart penalties, Mike. That may have been one of them.
Yeah, you know, Sandstrom hit that neutral zone. They're stretching it out. He had the speed. He catches that pass. He's in alone from the red line.
Well, as Coach Garrow said, I mean, look, it's always important to win the specialty play. This is an opportunity for them to tie it here. Sheldon controls it off the draw. Still with it, back to the point. Back to Sheldon. Sheldon walks in. Oh, rising shot deflected off something and into the protective netting.
Yeah, Sheldon had that. That was a nice little pass play. You can see it set up. They went D to D and then back across the seam to Sheldon, and he had that corner open. Are we going to have the angle to see? Yeah, back to him, and look, he's got it open right there, just over the glove, but unfortunately that put it over the net.
Our buddy Greg Givens watching up in the UP. I'll throw a go Habs to him for that. Oh, look out there, loss at the point. How many times do you see that, Mike? You just lose the blade there. Marquette coming up with speed. Look at the speed by Sheldon. Carries all the way, gonna dump it in back behind the net. Throws it near side now. Matala with Sheldon down there. Sheldon gets it back to the far point, right in front of the Marquette bench. Boy, Sheldon's been active on this shift, no doubt about that. Tries to chip it in deep, back on it again to the point. Just over the line, and that's gonna be called. I saw it up here, but most importantly, the linesman saw it down here.
Yeah, that was an easy call, but Doug Garrell's got to be happy with that power play. They had some puck movement. You could see what they were trying to do. They're getting it back to the defensemen. They're going to let them quarterback and dictate the play as the forwards move. But again, Hartland, smart team. They covered those guys and made it a little bit more difficult. Let's see what the second unit can get going.
Aho takes the draw here, wins it back. Still 1:10 left on this power play opportunity. Just over the line, Blackburn. He loses it for a moment, gets some support though. Still a plethora of time. Back to the line. They shoot it in deep. Back in behind the net is Blackburn. Blackburn tries to get it out in front. Again to the line. Knocked up into the bench, and the play is called at the line.
Well, we got 48 seconds left here. They looks like Coach Carroll's going to throw a couple of guys back on from the first unit. They had some good movement. They got a little bit of a rest, and let's see what these guys can do.
Sheldon going to take this draw again, taking on Bogatitis. Puck just squirts out past Sandstrom, and Marquette has to start over with exactly 10 minutes to go in this second period. Hartland up 1-0, 35 seconds remaining in this Sentinel power play. With speed, Sandstrom. Sandstrom, power move to the net. He's pushed off. Good defensive play there by Pepper. Back to the line. Marquette, good puck movement. Just missed Sheldon. Sheldon winds up with bodies in front. Oh, Sabala had to be very careful there, Mike.
Yep, they've had 2 scoring chances on this power play, and they were both with that cross-ice pass from the defenseman back down to the winger. This is a replay, and it almost looks like a replay of the replay. Oh, that's the broken stick, but here, the cross-ice pass, boom. You gotta, as a penalty killer, you got to stop. You gotta get in those lanes and make sure that those passes can't get across.
Sheldon takes another big draw. Won it sideways, but controlled by Eagles. Backhanded into the neutral zone. These two teams will be back at full strength in about 5 seconds. One last shot from Marquette. They had to get onside. They did not. The play is called at the line with only 3 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity.
And as always, you got to watch this change where you're going to have Sturos coming on the ice. Do not fall asleep and let him behind you.
1-0. Hartland on top. Both teams certainly with their chances tonight. Pretty even game. That's going to do it for the power play. Icing waved off as it was just expiring, high off the glass and out. Icing going to be waved off. Race for the puck here with speed. Got a man in front, couldn't get it through. Oh, baby, Anderson was cruising in front, and that pass gets through, Mike. Look out. Now here come Eagles. 3 of them over the line. Look at Marquette. Everybody getting back. You got to play that way for Doug Garrell. Shot comes in, hits a few bodies, can't get through. Big hit down in front, Mike. As Nevenhoven knocked off the puck. That's Riley Nevenhoven. Good-looking freshman defender. Hartland contends to throw it in deep again. Boy, you think the boys are paying the price today. Shot from the point. Big rebound, lay there for a second. Oh, Parker had to be careful.
He might want that one back. That was a little bit of a soft rebound right out there in a scoring opportunity.
That is going to go all the way into Zabala, so icing waved off. He tries the quick pass on the change. 3 Eagles coming the other way. Good move. Backhander in on Parker. Another backhand opportunity. Puck lay there for a moment. Hartland all over it right now. High slot shot. Parker got a piece of that on the way in. That one deflected up and in the corner. Race for the puck right in front of that Hartland bench. Won by Marquette. Big hit at the bench as well. That was Blackburn. Nearly went up and over as the play is called at the line. Take a breath, Mike. Sam Bernstein Law, presenting sponsor of the Hockey Player of the Year and Wall Awards. Voting is now available on statechampsnetwork.com. Injured? Get the Bernstein advantage. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM.
That was a great play by Zabala. He saw that second period change by Marquette. 4 guys going to the bench, threw it up, and it ended up on Javi Sarkiewicz's stick. He's got an assist already. He almost got another one and had a scoring chance himself.
Hartland off that draw, pumped the puck in deep. That's Rodriguez giving chase. He's helped out down low. There's a pass dangerously in front. Giveaway there at the line, kept in by Hartland, but nice defensive play just to poke that puck out. Doesn't matter how you get it out, just get it out. Hartland has to start over in their own zone. Eli Sturos does just that. Ziski, the defenseman, steps up as well, throws the puck in deep. And we get the whistle there and a little extracurricular activity with 7:12 to go here in this second period.
A lot of big bodies on this Hartland squad. It becomes tougher and tougher as the game goes along to defend guys like Rodriguez and Watraplant. I mean, these big guys. Then you're going to have a Hallinan coming in. Then you got Sturos coming in. And oh my gosh, here comes Bogatitis. And the next thing you know, you're worn down. And with that long change, you guys get fortunate. Now you see how that odd man rush happened last year.
Sheldon and Perkins on the draw here in the Marquette zone. Sheldon, of course, in that red and black of the Sentinels. He is going to be thrown out. As I think it's Sandstrom stepping in now. Is that 17? It is indeed. Controlled by Hartland. Waiting at the line. Content to just throw it in deep. Far side. Now what a pass. Parker got a big stop. Oh, he's made a few of those tonight, Mike. Lovely between the leg pass.
He's holding them in there for sure.
Rodriguez centering pass. That shot doesn't get through. Hartland still on it. Nice poke check to get the puck out over the line.
Marquette's going to have to shore up their defensive zone coverage on. They're letting guys loose.
Look at Ziski. Ziski out of his own zone. Ziski on the backhand. He's going to put on the brakes. Hitting the corner. Ziski still on it. Marquette able to get it almost out. Kept in by Eagles, and centering pass misses everybody, but icing waved off as Sandstrom goes for a change with 6:15 to go. Nice pass here to Rodriguez the other way. Parker, no problem setting that down. Got a little splash down there. I don't think the Sentinels like that, but draw stays in the zone. Take a look here, Mike.
Yeah, you see these guys are too open down there. We talked to both coaches. Both coaches said they want to make that middle of the ice theirs and make it easier on their goaltender. Anything from the outside, we've got faith in them. We know they're stopping those. It gets real hard down there with the skill of these players.
Controlled for the moment by Hartland. Now Sentinels with a chance to skate it out. A couple of them going the other way. Blackburn setting up in front. Boy, he got the screen out there, did big number 13. That one comes in Zabala. He just knocks it down. Blackburn on it again. Pass up top. Fake the shot. That shot blocked on the way in. Getting a stick in the way down there, Mike, was Peffer. He's had a good night tonight.
Yeah, he's been all over the ice, and he's doing well with the ice that he's getting.
Back to the line. Marquette keeps it in. That pass tipped in the passing lane. But good continuous pressure here by Sentinels. Now they got it going. Shots on goal, by the way, in favor of Hartland by a margin of 20-11. Thanks to JW, John Watson, for letting me know that information.
Another hat he just put on, statistician.
Yes. Blackburn fights off a big hit. Good shift here by Sentinels. Puck lay there for a second. Another opportunity. Sabala had to be careful there. Look at Blackburn. He has been a pest this entire shift. Rubs out another guy. Heck of a shift there by 13, Mike.
13, that's creating all the offensive chances that Aho has had. And that was the first time they really got something in the middle of the ice, Sean. Hartland doing a good job keeping it to the outside.
Janis in behind his own net. Gets it out into the neutral zone with 4:40 remaining here in the second period. Now the Eagles looking to get something going. Hesitating just inside the line and coming the other way, Sentinels. Quickly back are the Eagles, though. 3-on-3. Centering pass. Picked off. Tried that home run pass. That misses. Big collision in the neutral zone. Bodies flying everywhere. Mass hysteria, Mike.
Led by Ben Peffer again, right in the middle of it.
Now finally out into the neutral zone. Swung near side, but Peffer, first one on it. He's still on it. Now gets some help. Shot comes in, deflected all the way down into Parker, and he says enough of this. And gets the whistle with 3:56 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, at some point, the refs are going to have to take care of this, right? You don't want to leave it to the players to control the game. The refs are there to control that game. We had a little bit of a spray on the goalie, a little bit of a poke on the goalie, a couple of headlocks, almost a DDT, and there it is. Ben Peffer just sliding through. Funny story, Sean.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad Peffer were out one day. Uncle Mike had to babysit a little bit, and Luke, that's the other youngest one. Ben wasn't too happy about it, and his dad told me, don't make him mad. You won't like him when he's mad. That's why we call him the Hulk.
The Hulk.
He would go Hulk. And Ben went Hulk on Uncle Mike, and I said, you know what? You live right next door. Just go on home. And he looked at me like, what?
Hartland on a power play. They win the draw. Quick passes off the draw. Dylan Matulowicz called, so Hartland gets a power play opportunity here. Keeping the puck on the perimeter in that umbrella. Drop it there, back to the point. That's Eli Sturos. Sturos pass, that gets through, but big stop there, waved off immediately as the whistle had blown. Take a look here at the rebound. In just a moment, I'm sure we'll get a replay.
This puck's gonna, there it is, yeah. But
the whistle's
blown
right away.
And even if you look and the puck might have been in, but it's that intent to blow the whistle rule where he was blowing the whistle, there was no goal. Another stop from outside by Nevenhoven.
Hallinan wins that draw back. Eli Sturos, high slot, that shot block. Great job with a block there by Aho. Good movement here by Hartland on this power play. Near side, up top, wrist shot, deflected high and out of play.
Aho paying the price, blocking that shot.
Mike, high school officials are always needed. Over 1,000 new officials each year. Stay in shape, stay in the game, and even get on the ice. Learn more at MHSAA.com.
So Marquette's kind of doing their job. They're keeping it out there, blocking shots when they need to. But if they're going to keep letting them out there, not pressure them and cause a little panic and some turnovers, they better make sure they're blocking those shots for their goaltender.
Perkins wins that draw, but lost at the line. Marquette trying to just swat it down the ice by any means necessary. Janis takes over. Eagles come the other way. That pass doesn't connect. High and out of play. 59 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. 1-0 Hartland.
In the NHL, that's another penalty. But here, that's just a good way to relieve some of the pressure.
Absolutely. Hartland wins another draw in the attacking zone. Going to the point now. Good job going down and paying the price and blocking that shot. Was that Pond out there? I think that was 8. The jersey was bundled up. I couldn't see. Starting over in his own zone, Janis. Janis to the line to Stevens. Stevens stops, puts on the brake. Head up. Back up top. Near point. High slot now. Pass it over to the far wing. Hartland, 25 seconds remaining. Good block there. Marquette paying the price, doing so many little things. That was Madela with that block. Comes to the near point to Stevens. 13 seconds remaining. Stevens! Oh! Wow, did you see that release? My goodness, there's a reason why he's on our 1-800 call Sam Player of the Year list.
And there was probably just a puck-sized space between the legs of the defenseman, and he got it through there and off the post.
Now coming with speed the other way. Another opportunity in on Parker. He can't freeze it. Puck lay there. Finally, Parker Snow Angels and gets the whistle.
That was a tired clear there. You can see you get tired. You try to get that out with your backhand. It doesn't get it. Another save by Parker Nevenhoven.
How about that speed by Ian Evans in the neutral zone, Mike?
That's a kid we've talked about for a while, Sean. But one that's just back, that this Javi Sarkevich is having a heck of a game and a real good second period. He's got the assist, and he's probably got about 3 or 4 other scoring opportunities.
Minute 44 remaining in this second period. O'Median thrown out of the draw. Controlled by Hartland, however, on that draw. Big battle along the far boards off the draw. Hartland comes out with it. Having to start over now, all the way back in his own zone is O'Median. O'Median gives it to Sheffer. They're going to throw it in the corner. Marquette first there. Spagnuolo gets that poked away. Hartland on it, keeps it in the line. In back behind the net. Leaves it there. Not able to pick it up. Finally an opportunity to skate out for Sentinels. 3 of them led by Sandstrom. Sandstrom coming in. That shot deflects on the way in. Sheldon tries to keep it in front of his own bench. Has 2 men on him. Getting some help out there now, Mike. Madela, Sandstrom, Sheldon out there. Very productive line for Marquette, trying to even this one up at the late juncture of this second period. Hartland able to get it out over the line. They're content just to dump her in. Do some dump and chase down there. Spagnuolo, the first one there. He has some support now. This is going to go the length of the ice and called on the icing. Don't forget, at the end of the second period, sorry, Mike, Patty Cesarini will be down at the ice level with a special conversation with Coach Brown.
This might be a long 24 seconds. Marquette has spent a lot of time this period in their own zone, Sean. These are some tired boys. They are working hard. They're blocking shots and doing what they have to in the defensive zone. They just got to figure out how to get it down here in the offensive zone.
Bogatitis to take this draw. Wins it cleanly back. Boy, he has won a slew tonight, Mike. Hartland with that pressure. As you mentioned, Mike, trying to add here. Bogatitis spins, turns. Just a wide of Parker. Centering pass, perhaps one more shot. That goes wide with 5 seconds remaining. 3 seconds remaining. Marquette hanging on, and they're going to get out of this period down 1-0. Heck of a period, Mike. And we got another one to go.
Yeah, and that was just a tired play down at the end that created that scoring chance for Stevens. He had 2 defensemen on him, but they just couldn't get him off the puck. But, Sean, right before that, you said something about Bogatitis winning that faceoff. They have won a majority of the faceoffs and maintained possession of that puck, and that's led to a lot of the dominance that we're seeing in that offensive zone.
1-0, Eagles on top after 34 minutes of play. We'll throw it down to Patty Cesarini in just a moment. She will have a conversation with Coach Brown down at the Hartland bench area. An exciting period, Mike, an exciting game so far. And we got one more period to go. While we have a moment, why don't we throw it down to Patty Cesarini? Patty?
You guys spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. Obviously go up 1-0. What'd you like out of the production in the offensive zone?
You know, I like our energy. We're pushing on them pretty hard. We're making them compete hard, but man, is this fun. both teams competing, what an atmosphere, but love our group's response to tonight so far. We got one more big period ahead of us.
What are you looking for out of your team in the third?
Same thing we've been doing. Keep pushing on them. We know they're going to get a push from them, but we're going to see what we're really made of this period.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Sean?
Stuff. You can't fake that smile from Coach Brown, huh? You think he's having fun? What a great atmosphere here tonight. We got another period. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to head back to the State Champs studios, and then we'll be back for the third period of this one on the State Champs Network and Local 4+.
At Alta Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Senebogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alta Equipment services all makes and models, and technicians are available 24/7. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Well, thank you very much, John. And, you know, a couple years ago, the great folks with the MIHL Showcase, Chad Clements and the Trenton crowd, and the MIHL guys said, you know what, State Champs, why don't you reveal our schedule for the Showcase? So we are honored once again to show you the 2026 Showcase schedule. It is the granddaddy of them all. This is the best Showcase of the year. Make no mistake about that. And without further ado, look at my guy Chuck, putting that graphic on the screen right now. Mike, it starts Thursday. Some games of interest. We'd love to sit here and talk about all of them, folks, but Liggett and Clarkston really jumps out to me. How about Mattawan and Ike? That's one. And Coach Rajeski and Forest Hill Central. Great action all Thursday night to get this started.
Yeah, to follow up on those games, Sean, number 5 Liggett, got to get some eyes on them. Nick Gould has been having a heck of a year. I want to see him. St. Clair Shores, a hot team in the East, playing probably the hottest team in the West, Forest Hill Central. And I really am interested in this Eisenhower team. They're all talking about offense. Well, Gavin Weech is a goaltender in Mattawan that's going to have something to say about that.
I love catching up with my buddies from the UP. I joke about it all the time. I wish I could snap my fingers and transport myself to go see games in the UP, and I'd take him as well because I know he wants to go. How about this, Mike, Friday afternoon? Houghton and Mattawan at 13:50, like how they put the military time in there. 13:50. So if I'm doing the math, that's 1:50. Then Cranbrook at Escanaba coming up after that one. Then Catholic Central and Calumet. That's all on the Feldman Arena. I'm really, really intrigued at Alpena and De La Salle. Hartland and St. Ignatius. Howell and St. Francis. Gabriel Richard and Marquette. Unbelievable action on all 3 rinks on Friday.
Yeah, I want to get my eyes on Houghton, Sean. We've been talking about them for a while, saying they're poking their head above everybody else, saying, hey, we're the team to beat in the UP. Cranbrook, I don't know if there's been a hotter team. They've really been playing well all year. I want to see them and Blake Tice, a Wall Award nominee there. Number 3, Hartland's playing on the Tiefer rink. Howell, the number 1 team. So many games, and they just love to pack that Feldman Arena on Friday night for all those games. And I have a feeling there's going to be someone else there.
You know what we have to figure out? We haven't even figured it out yet. I know we're going to be there doing games, but with the plethora of fantastic matchups, we legitimately, as we sit here today, we don't know which games we're going to do yet. But Byron Center and Trenton jumps out to me. Northville and Gabriel Richard jumps out to me. How about Mike? Brighton and Cap City. Kurt Cavisto and Joe Ford knocking heads. Marquette, Granville, Cranbrook, Hartland. Unbelievable matchups on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I had that Marquette-Granville game marked down just because of the goalies in there. Parker, Nevenhoven, and how about Karras for Granville? What a weekend he had up in Traverse City. My note says, count how many hits are in this game. Those are two hard-working teams. And then two teams you've already talked about in this showcase, Liggett and Houghton facing off. That's going to be a big one Saturday.
Really intrigued to see Northville, Gabriel Richard. That's one for me. I'm intrigued to see that. Two coaches that, just keep going like this. So just a reminder, there are all the games. We'd love to see you down there. We are going to be down there all day on Friday. We'll do a few broadcasts on Friday, no doubt about that, here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. All right, one more order of business before we get out of here. We're going to keep things the same right now for our 1-800-CALL-SAM Player of the Year and our Wall Award as well. Now, Chuck's going to put that up on the screen. That doesn't mean that there aren't conversations going on right now. And this is where I'm going to test if you've been paying attention. We mentioned a few names. He mentioned a few names that are doing this right now. They're knocking really hard. So, Mike, I have a feeling this time next week there are going to be some more changes to our list. But there it is right now, the Sam Bernstein 1-800-CALL-SAM Player of the Year list and Wall Award list. You can be a part of it. Go to our website. I say it each and every week. Your vote counts. If your guy is the online winner, they automatically go to our Final Four. The other three are chosen by our committee. I get it all the time. We were talking about it last week, and somebody asked me a question. So we try to do this every show. We have a committee of coaches around the state that help us put together this list, maintain this list, and most importantly, at the end of the year, pick those three guys besides the online winner. So right now, Mike, things are up in the air.
Yeah, but the great thing about this, we always talk about this list and how it represents the entire state of Michigan. But like you said, if you want a little bit of hint of what might be to come, go watch some of our broadcasts or maybe rewind this show today and see some of the names that are knocking on our door.
I would highly recommend re-watching, especially some of the things that he said, because he planted, what do the kids call it, Easter eggs? He planted a few Easter eggs, and there's some names that I think you're going to be seeing on this list sooner rather than later. Unless, Mike, some of the guys on the list can hold serve and say, hey, I haven't done anything to lose my spot, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
We saw some of that. Some of these players, like let's say Benny Milak got out to a slow start this year. We saw this weekend what he can do. Don't sleep on anybody. The guys that we have, they've got time to keep it going, but there are some guys coming up the back.
RESPECT. RESPECT.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
RESPECT.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
RESPECT.
RESPECT.
RESPECT. That's what Bernstein means to me.
We agree.
That's the Bernstein advantage.
RESPECT. That's what Bernstein means to me.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
And welcome back in. Did you catch your breath? I think we did. What an exciting 34 minutes of hockey so far here tonight, Mike Ivesil, as you look at some of the highlights.
Yeah, I think Coach Brown hit it on the head with we're not going to change much. We just got to keep bringing the energy and putting the pressure on Marquette. You know they're going to have a push, but as long as we bring the energy, we like our chances here. And it's created 24 shots to Marquette's only 12 shots. So I believe they're doing a good job. But Doug Garrow, as we know him, Sean, he schemed up something in that locker room. I think we're going to see a little bit something more in the middle of the ice in the offensive zone from Marquette.
Oh, and you just saw our own Chuck Cooper getting a shot of the band. What an outstanding job they have done here tonight. As our crew has, Ravian, Luke, John Watson, both Chucks, Ernest, Jason, Omer, Patty, Mike Avison. Did I mention Ravian? Travion. My name is Sean Maligian. Third period about to commence. Heck of a game here. Heck of an atmosphere, Mike.
Yeah, and Doug Garrell's loving this. He uses his hard schedule in games like this for learning times for his kids. They're learning a lot here for those playoffs.
Ziski backhands it into the neutral zone. Here comes Evans. Nice back check there and pick in his pocket by Matala. Up and into the Marquette bench.
Keeping my eye at big number 8, Sean. I've really liked his game. He's won a bunch of face-offs. He's on the puck. Coach Brown talked a lot about his skills and those wow goals. I'm just waiting for one of these times they have this pressure in this zone for him to do something, and let's see if he can get a scoring opportunity.
Bogatitis with another draw and another win. My goodness, he has won a slew of them tonight. Back to the line. Evans just chips it back in. Back in behind their net now. Kept in at the line. Hartland applying that pressure. Shot comes in. Near side, kept in by Hartland. Big battle up into the net, and the play is called. You know, Doug Garrow behind the bench, Mike. I think you know this. Doug Garrow has his name in the Northern Michigan Wildcat record book.
Yeah.
He was part of the line, the fastest 3 goals scored by the Wildcats. And for the life of me, I can't remember the name of one line mate. I can remember the name of the other. Guy by the name of Mark Beaufait. Are you familiar with him?
A little bit.
Good buddy. Shout out to both wherever he is tonight. Marquette comes in. No problem there for Sabala, kicking that aside. Tried to sneak that pass in behind. That play is going to be called on the offside. 15:59 remaining. What a MHSAA hockey game this has been. 1-0. The home team on top.
It's a nice rush there by number 13, Skylar Blackburn from speed. He's had a really nice game tonight, Sean.
Marquette wins this draw, able to get it back out into the neutral zone. They lost it there, though. Picked back up. And now coming back to help for support as well. Puck lay there for a second. Chip back up. As Marquette tries to get something going, no, they're going to go off for a change. Wholesale change as well, giving a chance for Hartland to break out. Pass comes in the neutral zone. Open wing. Dangerous. Oh, Parker got a piece of that as it goes sideways. That pass knocked down in front. Now here comes Marquette in transition. They lose it, however. Sheffer throws it to center ice. Comes back in the D zone. Marquette promptly slaps that back down the ice, and that's going to be called on the icing with 15:10 to go.
Another nice shift by number 11, Javi Sarkevich. Every time he's on the ice, Sean, it seems like he's creating something. He's got those eyes in the back of his head. He's going this way. He's passing it off. But every time he does it, it's creating a shot on net, like his game tonight.
Perkins is going to take this draw. Mike, as you pointed out, Hartland has won their fair share tonight. And they control this one off the draw. Back to the point. Just a little floater in. Misses everybody. A chance to get it out for Sentinels, and they do. Boy, Bierling had to really maneuver his body to avoid a big hit there. Spinorama in front, but it's Hartland coming back the other way until a big hit. Boy, these boys are throwing some bodies around, aren't they?
Yeah, it's what we expected with the Marquette-Hartland game. Team coming in and one just off a loss.
Nice chip as they tried to center it in front. That puck bounces high but stays in play. Hartland's got that pressure on as they have most of this third period early on, Mike.
Yeah, and that how we ended the second period with a lot of time down in the Marquette zone. They're doing a good job keeping it out, but you can only do it for so long.
Marquette's going to change. 4 men up. Speaking of 4, that's Dylan Matulowicz. He gets it to the line, but Hartland promptly knocks it back in as they go for a change. So free opportunity to get it out here. Jensen with it. Jensen with a centering pass, doesn't connect. Out at center, excuse me. Now Hartland has to start over in their own zone. Coming back the other way, far wing, drop pass there, nobody home. Overskating it, a couple of Sentinels. Oh, deflection in front. Parker had to be careful there. Puck in the corner. Hartland still working on it, twisting and turning, avoiding a check. Centering pass, didn't miss by much. Boy, all this Hartland pressure, Mike, you wonder if Marquette can hang on. Seems like they're renting real estate in the defensive zone.
It's a good thing they run those 4 lines, Sean, or they would be run down already.
Play kept in at the line. That's Grant Sturles throwing it in deep. Picked up by Hartland again. How many times have we said that here in this third period? O'Median standing in front. Puck rings around and is finally out. And Marquette's going to make wholesale changes with just under 13 to go in this one.
To Marquette's credit, they're doing what they want to do at keeping that puck outside on the boards and creating easier opportunities for Nevenhoven to make the saves. But at some point, you do have to get down in the offensive zone.
Sheldon tried to do that. The backhander picked off, and Hartland quickly the other way. Tried to go outside in. They were not buying it. That was Riley Nevenhoven. Nice play there, staying with the body. Sheldon tries to pinch it in deep. He finally does. Sandstrom giving chase. Near corner. Get some support down there as well. Matala out there as well. Sandstrom on it. Matala picks it off there. The pass to Sandstrom. He's got Sheldon as a trailer. Drops it, but Sheldon went the other way. Opportunity for Eagles to get it out. They do. 3 of them down low. Leave the puck there. Big battle. Sandstrom still out there. Long shift for Sandstrom. That home run pass just knocked away. Ziski with a good play there, or they may have had a break, Mike.
Yeah, that was a good heads-up look. Get the puck to the weak side, let your guy get it, but just knocked down by the big defenseman, Ziski.
11:40 to go here. Marquette near wing with some speed. Puts on the brakes. High slot, open wing, shot. Oh, didn't miss by much. That was more a pass, I think, Mike.
Yeah, he was looking to that far side for a tip.
Here comes Hartland, 2 of them. The other way, with speed. Trying to get in on Parker. Can't cut the brakes, and Parker's going to freeze it there. A heck of an effort by Cooper Anderson, but could not put on the brakes. Hey, Alta Equipment knows uptime matters. Get your job done on budget and on schedule. Partnered with the biggest names in construction with industry-leading service and support. Call 844-GO-TO-ULTA.
Right now, there's a little bit of chirping going on. There was a little bit of a hand in the face. The last thing Hartland wants to do is take a penalty and give Marquette a chance.
Stevens wins that draw forward, and Hartland's still on it. Speaking of Stevens, there he is. Throws it in back behind the net. Fletmeyer on it. Shot. Oh, quick glove there. You know, you mentioned it earlier. A guy, as you know, I'm very fond of. A guy by the name of Patrick Roy. Yeah. He likes to flash that Roy glove, doesn't he?
He does. He does. He lets you know he saves it, and he's got 27 saves on the night, and they're just going to keep piling it up if Marquette can't get it out of their zone.
You went to the hub, didn't you?
I went to the hub. You got to use the hub. If you're a Michigan high school hockey fan, the hub is your friend.
Hartland wins yet another draw. Pump it in back behind. Parker. Now an opportunity to skate out. They get to the neutral zone. Bierling, 1-on-3. He's had a good night, has Carter Bierling. On it again. Look at this, Mike. Look at Carter Bierling. Oh, big stop by Sabala. Boy, he almost made me look good there. Now it's Marquette. Puts some pressure. They score! Brody Lemire. But I'm telling you what, folks, it all started with that spark plug wearing the number 3, Carter Bierling.
Yeah, he's the one that brought the puck in and got it. And again, sometimes you just have to get pucks to the net and trust that your guys are going to get in front of the net. And who was that in front of the net? number 3, Carter Bierling.
A heck of a shift by that young man. And the senior, Lemire, with his 4th goal of the year.
And Bierling, I'm giving him an assist on that goal.
100%.
And that's his first point of the game, of the season.
It should be.
It's so good to see him back from injury.
Now look at Sheldon out there. Marquette looking for more. How do the Eagles respond? With 10:15 to go. Yeah, I agree. I'd give an assist to Carter Bierling personally.
I already marked it right there in my sheet. It's official now.
Lemire with the goal. In behind the net. Now it's Marquette's turn to put some pressure on. How do the Eagles respond? Promptly shot back in by Spagnuolo. Into the corner. High slot just misses Sheldon. Back in behind the net. Now it's the Eagles having trouble getting out of their own zone, Mike.
And that goal gave him Marquette a little bit of a jump here.
Sure did. Kept in at the line. That wrister goes wide. Back in behind the net. Aho, good work there. Perkins stays with them, though. Up into the protective netting, and the draw stays in the Hartland zone.
And you can see how Marquette's gotten some of their wins, a lot of their wins. Probably all their wins, the hard work, the perseverance. Now what we want to see on the Hartland side is that resiliency. Are they going to bounce back? They had a tough game Wednesday. We were looking for a bounce back. We've seen that. Now this game's tied. What are they going to do?
Aho wins that draw. Goes straight to the net as well. Now he's on it again, getting some support down there. Aho twists and turns, gets the puck back. Back to the point for Spagnuolo. Behind the net, Marquette really buzzing now. Hartland with a chance to get it out, and they finally do it in neutral zone. Here's a chance for Aho again. Skates it in. Aho stops. Decides to just pump it in deep. He's got support down there. Couple different Sentinels. Almost kept in at the line by Aho. He's content to just shoot it back in. Marquette goes for changes. Blackburn the first one there. Didn't get much on it. Sabala able to toss it to his defenseman, Janis. Out into the neutral zone, picked off there by Marquette. They're content to just shoot it back in on Sabala. 8.5 to go here. What a hockey game. Great atmosphere. Anybody's game. Hartland trying to change that. Bogatitis with the shot. Parker, no problem there at the edge of his blue crease area.
And Parker has kept this team in regardless of all of this pressure that's been there. A little bit of a replay here. That puck comes to the front. Just almost looked like it nipped off the post there just a little bit.
1-1. Big draw here in the Marquette zone. Controlled by Hartland. Can't get the backhand away. Nice spinning opportunity down there nonetheless. That was Callanan. In behind the net. Into the corner now. Big battle in the corner. You've got 4 bodies down there. There's a grab, no call as the puck just squeaks down the ice, and I think Marquette's going to go for change.
They're keeping those legs fresh on, and that's helping them in their zone where most of this game's being played right now. But again, doing a great job keeping the puck to the outside, making the saves for Nevenhoven just a touch easier.
You know, Doug Garrow switched lines up a little bit, put Madela up there with Bierling, Sheldon and Blackburn as Parker makes a stop. And this has been an effective line here in the third period, Mike, just switching those lines up just a wee bit.
Yep, they have, and it looks like it's changed the energy. On Hartland's side, I thought they were more successful dumping the puck in, using their speed to pressure the Marquette defense, and then all of a sudden chaos would start. Right now, I don't know if it's a little bit of panic setting in. They're carrying that puck in, maybe trying to do a little bit too much on the entry.
Stevens wins the draw for Hartland, controlled, however, by Marquette now with an opportunity to get it out, and they do. Picked up by the defenseman Ziski. He throws it far side. In behind their own net. Sentinels try to get it out. Kept in by Hartland right in front of the bench. Now it's Hartland's turn to buzz. Nice move there. Another backhand pass doesn't connect, and Marquette had to alleviate that pressure, and the play is called on the icing with 6:56 to go in this very entertaining game.
Two things. Another good shift by Javi Sarkiewicz. And the second thing, that was all caused on the dump and speed on the forecheck.
Sam Bernstein Law, presenting sponsor of the Hockey Player of the Year and Wall Award. Voting is now available on State Champs Network. Injured? Get the Bernstein advantage. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM. Stevens, another big draw there. The linesman's in the way of the Marquette Sentinels, so I apologize for that. It was Aho winning the draw. One passing out into the neutral zone, but picked off by Hartland. Backhand opportunity, they throw it in. Sarkiewicz try to get it back in behind the net. Stevens out there with Sarkiewicz. Sarkiewicz picks it up in the neutral zone, but controlled by Marquette. Nice play at the line to stay onside. High rising shot. Goes all the way out into the neutral zone. Marquette has to touch up. Coming the other way, Sarkiewicz. Centering pass, far wing, doesn't connect. Just rolled right off the stick of the Hartland forward. I apologize, they did not catch the number. Puck dumped in. Marquette gonna go for changes as Blackburn comes in to try to hassle Sabala a little bit with 6 minutes to go here in this third period. Bierling down there. He's had moments tonight. As Mike said, probably should have an assist on that first goal. Here comes Sarkiewicz the other way. He's had a lot of ice time here in the third period. Javi Sarkiewicz, far side. Shot comes in, off the glove, high slot. Still laying down there. Stevens had a stick on it for a second. Finally backhanded out. A couple Sentinels coming the other way now. Nice play at the line. No, called offside.
I'm going to say that ref was in way better position than me, but I thought that puck was over. I thought Bierling moved it in time, but we're going to trust our MHSAA officials, as we know.
I thought Matulovic stayed on site.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to agree with you.
Here's that line again, juggling those lines a little bit. Matala out there with number 5, Brody Sheldon, and Seth Sandstrom. It seems like he's been at Marquette for 31 years, and he's still only a junior. Heck of a player, though, wearing number 17 for Sentinels. You could say that about a lot of guys on this ice.
Yes.
What an entertaining game. Big hit. Here comes Hartland. In front. Oh, that shot didn't miss by much. 3 Eagles down low. Puck ringed around the far board, goes all the way, and I think that's going to go the length of the ice for icing. It does. Whistle blows with 4:55 left in this one. 1-1 game.
Not that anybody is surprised of a Doug Garrow team and their discipline, but the line changes for Marquette are so good right now. They are getting that puck deep. They're getting about their 35 or 45 seconds in. I want to see how this plays out as this game gets down closer. We got 5 minutes left. When we have 2 minutes left, who's got the fresher legs?
Aho and Bogatitis in the dot. They're not throwing them out. Gonna drop it again. Lay there, controlled by Aho. Aho off the board, sends her in deep. And that's gonna go too far for icing.
No. That was on the wrong side of the red line there, but Sean, this feels a whole heck of a lot like a playoff game, doesn't it?
Sure does, yeah.
And we're learning a lot about Marquette and a lot about Hartland and how they can play and how dangerous they are going to be when it comes playoff time. And both of these teams have a hard road to get to USA Arena, but we're seeing a lot out of them tonight.
Woe be to anybody that has to play either one of these teams come playoff time. Of course, Hartland in Division 1, Marquette in Division 3. And I say it all the time, and this will give me an opportunity. It's a crying shame that so many good teams in the UP are in the darn same bracket. There.
We could say that the same down here, Sean.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Puck's in the corner with 4:20 to go. 1-1. Coming down there is Aho. Controlled by Hartland, however. Back to the point. Backhanded up, knocked down by Sentinels. They throw the puck out into neutral zone, but picked up again by Sentinels, but lost there. Evans nearly had a chance. 10-on-10 crime. Another giveaway there. Bogatitis in. Bogatitis on the back end. Waiting, centering pass. Nobody home. Oh, baby. These two teams just picking pockets left and right. That's going to alleviate the pressure and is going to be called on the icing with 3:47 to go in this one, Mike.
I am just guessing that there's going to be a couple conversations on that Marquette bench right now about get that puck over our blue line.
At Lawrence Technological University, your dream of scholarship-level college athletics is real. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while earning a world-class degree. Scholarships available at lturecruityourself.com. This draw cleanly won by Sentinels. Near side now, controlled by Hartland, however. Pumped back in by Derek Janis. Hartland still on the puck in deep. Knocked behind the net. Centering pass to Janis. Janis waits, fires, somehow gets through. Parker covers it up with a massive humanity in front of him with 3:25 to go.
And you can see how that puck got back to Janis. Right now, there is a tight 5-man unit very close together, all surrounding Parker Nevenhoven right now. They're allowing that pass back to the defense because they know they're either going to block it or their goalie can make that save.
Are you having a good time up at third base tonight? Wish we were up there, folks.
Hope to be there soon.
Bunch of guys on the crew shaking their head right now in the affirmative as well. Puck comes all the way through. Parker with another stop. We had a fun night. We were up there for the 8-man finals, and we met my old buddy, Doug Garrow, and then we reunited with Doug Garrow, and then we had some fun with Doug Garrow.
Yes, we did. We caught some college football games, met some people that I believe anointed you a Youper.
Yes, I'm an honorary Youper, and in the history of my mediocre life, that is one of the greatest moments of my life.
The smile on your face, you were like a little kid.
Thank you. Sheldon throws it in deep, centering pass, picked off. Janice has had a nice night, Mike, on the blue line for Hartland. Now with speed the other way, breaking in, backhand, forehand, big stop by Parker. To the point, shot, deflects off something and off the end boards. How about that breakaway speed, however, by Omedian? And now, here comes Marquette. Shot comes in. Zabala leading backwards. Reaches behind him and makes the stop.
And he's going to have to shake the hand of that defenseman. Let's see who it is who just got enough of the guy that he could not put it into the yawning net, Sean. Because we've got, is it going to be 15? Is that going to be Sturos that gets a piece of him?
I think it is.
No,
Nope.
It's right here. Oh, that's just such a good play.
Can't tell the
he
number
got
from there,
back
folks.
and
Sorry.
got just enough of Sheldon that he couldn't put it into the empty net.
Hartland now breaking out, two of them with speed. Good defensive play, however. Puck deflects on the way in. Waning moments of this one, 2:20 to go. Stevens on it now, the dangerous Braden Stevens. Spins, throws it in deep, scores!
Not the way we saw this one ending. A shot from the half board. Number 9, Rodriguez got that goal. This is just, I don't know if it's going to go off Nevenhoven's stick or his pad. I can't quite see, but I think he's trying to poke check it, and it's going to go off his stick and in, or did it hit the defenseman before and bounce in? That was probably just about the only way that they were going to get one by Parker.
Riley Nevenhoven was in front. I couldn't tell from that angle if it deflected off of him, but Hartland takes the lead with 2:15 to go. Mike has to work on those 3 stars as Hartland. Coming again, they're looking for more. Finally out into the neutral zone, under 2 minutes to go. The play is called on a glove pass. Oh, what a game we've seen here tonight. 1:59 to go. The draw comes back in the Marquette zone. Doug Garrow going to call the timeout. Now, Mike, with a $1:59 to go. The big question is, with the draw in Hartland zone, I know I have to ask it, okay? I know what your answer is, but just let's play pretend for a second. Okay. Hey, Mike, would you pull your goaltender with a $1:59 to go?
1,000,000% I would pull that goalie. Again, you can't get time back. So when you have it down in there, now you just have to win the faceoff. But you have to have that goalie out. You have to have the extra man on the ice, possess the puck. But to me, it's always the earlier the better. Because let's just say they pull the goalie and it takes them about 10 seconds to score that goal. Now you have even more time to get those 2 goals.
I knew the answer.
I know.
You know I have to ask.
We have two.
This is the broadcast business, right?
I know. We have too many conversations about this on a daily basis.
That was another, his name's come up a couple times, and I'll never complain. Patrick Waugh, when he was behind the bench with the Colorado Avalanche, he kind of made that the norm because, Mike, growing up for our generation, it was always a minute 30 to a minute left. That's when you get the extra attacker on. I agree with you. This is the right call. Coach Garrow agrees with you. Extra attacker down on the ice right now. And a big draw here. Sheldon taking that draw for Marquette. Wins that draw for Marquette. Oh, nearly came through. In front. Opportunity for Hartland to get it out, and they do. Chasing back into the neutral zone. Far wing now. Leave it there. Nearly given away. But here they come. Marquette, all 6 of them. Big rebound. Sabala got a piece of that, and the puck went high, and a big hit in the corner. Oh, baby. What a great hockey game this is. My goodness gracious.
By far the hardest decisions to make for the 3 stars tonight. There's going to be an argument for a lot of guys that got left off this list, Sean. But I just had to take a look at who I saw out there making noise throughout the game, creating opportunities. Sometimes I see things different, but this is a tough one.
6-on-4 opportunity now for Marquette as Bogatitis heads into the box. Another big draw for Sheldon. He won the last one cleanly. He wins that one cleanly. To the point. Now pumping it back in deep. A little more space in which to work with for Sentinels. Comes all the way back to the point, Spagnuolo. He's going to knock it into Sheldon. That didn't miss by much. Back to Lemire. He has the goal. Dot to dot, that shot. Just a wide by Sheldon. Creeps over the line. Hartland knocks it in deep. Good speed there by Omedian to make Sentinels start over. 1 minute to go in this one. 2-1, Hartland on top. Extra attacker on. Sandstrom with speed through the neutral zone. Sandstrom, shot. Sabala the stop, covers it up with 47 seconds remaining.
Not happy with them getting a piece of their goalie there, and I can't blame them.
Play to the whistle.
Yep. And if the whistle's not there, I get being agitated about it, but as a player, you're going till you hear that whistle. 100%. I didn't see anything wrong with what was going on there.
I agree with you. I think both teams reacted appropriately.
Yes.
How's that?
Yep. And I'm going to say right now, let's see where the faceoff is. Excellent job by the Marquette defenseman staying on the blue line and not coming in, which would cause that faceoff to come out.
You got it. Sheldon with another big draw. Wait, they are going to bring this out, Mike.
So maybe they didn't do a good job of coming out.
I'm not sure the Marquette bench likes that so much. But it all starts with the draw. Sheldon has won 2 big draws here at the late moment, wins another one. Spagnuolo gives it to Sandstrom. Boy, Sandstrom loves to carry the puck. Nice backhander from his behind. Sheldon tripped up, no call. Sheldon sends it back to the point, out over the line. Nearly an opportunity for Stevens. Stevens is bumped by Sheldon, playing it back in the Hartland zone. Picked up in the neutral zone. Sandstrom with 20 seconds remaining. Sandstrom cuts in, just a wide. 15 seconds left. To the point to Spagnuolo. Marquette desperately looking for the equalizer. Big rebound. Creeps over the line. That should do it.
And that was exactly what they wanted, the shot and the rebound. They just didn't get it.
The final score here tonight. Hartland comes away with a 2-1 victory. Mike, it's cheesy, but I'll tell you what. The winner tonight is high school hockey. Marquette has nothing to hang their head about. Absolutely nothing to hang their head about. And what an atmosphere here tonight.
And love what I just saw out of Marquette. Their goalie came off the bench a little bit down, his head down a little bit, and each and every guy kind of went up to him and said, pick your head up, you're the reason we're in this game. It's a long season. And he's shaking his head. That's what Doug Garrow would love to see. That's what a team's about.
You see the two goaltenders shaking hands, two of the best in the state right there. No doubt about that. Vinny Sabala and Parker Nevenhoven. What a hockey game here tonight in Hartland. What an atmosphere here in Hartland. And let me give a special shout out to that Hartland band. My goodness gracious. What an entertaining bunch they are.
What a loud bunch they are. And I think they're calling me for the 3 stars here. And there may be some questions when we're done here, but I'll be happy to answer them.
All right.
We're going to start with the number 3 star out of Hartland, number 11, Javi Sarkevich. I thought that kid created a lot of offense. I liked his game out there today, distributing the puck. The number 2 star from Marquette, goalie Parker Nevenhoven. He showed why we have him on the list. He's the guy that kept him in the game. And the number 1 star, number 8, Max Bogatitis. I thought he created a lot of the pressure that they had in that zone by his face-offs. I thought he carried the puck offensively well. I thought he had a heck of a game. Not on the score sheet except for that penalty that almost cost his team at the end, but I thought he was dominant a lot of the game.
I think he won unofficially 238 draws tonight. I think that's the number. Why don't we throw it down to Patty?
Max, you guys take the lead with 2:15 to go thanks to Braylon Rodriguez. Walk me through the final minutes of this game.
Oh, yeah, it was stressful after they tied up there, but, we kept our heads on our shoulders, just kept on working.
You were getting in the face-offs, winning them for your team. How much momentum does that give you when you're out there just doing your thing and really supplying this team with some life?
Yeah, I think when the boys see somebody putting their hearts out, working hard, it generates energy, I think when people see others doing it, they all follow,
And another guy that was working hard tonight was Vinny Sabala out in goal. How about the way that he just hunkered things down the stretch for you guys?
Yeah, that kid's amazing, man. He really helps our team. He's a big part of it, Not doubt in my mind, he's just a great goalie. It's great to have him.
And what about this atmosphere? You've got the band out here. You had all the fans. This place was filled for Hartland hockey. How fun was this place here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Hartland High School for everyone showing up. The energy was amazing, and I really think it helped their team get that W.
Well, congratulations. Go and enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Sean?
Patty, thank you. Great job by you and Chuck down on the ice, the entire crew. A great job by both these teams, though, Mike. What a memorable night out here in Hartland.
Yeah, and I think it was a learning night for both teams. We had the bounce back from Hartland. We had the road team come in and persevere through having so much time in their defensive zone. Both coaches are coming away happy tonight.
No doubt about that. Now, I'll tell you what, a happy crew. No place we'd rather be on a Friday night, and we are so glad that you were here with us as well. Thank you so much for inviting us into your laptops, your phones, the computer, whatever the case may be, here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+. For everybody involved, my name is Sean Belegian. The final score here, in front of a raucous crowd, Hartland comes away with a 2-1 victory over Marquette. For everybody involved, good night from Hartland.
State Champs Game Time Live is powered by Alta Equipment Company. Game Time Live is also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. 1-800-CALL-SAM. The Michigan Army National Guard, the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association, Reaction Technologies, and the MHSAA.